Okay, so it took me like a few, weeks, but I just realized I never done this video, which is my daily routine of grind every day on the game. I have JP open right here because JP looks much better than Global, account-wise, right? Because I wanted to show, everything I do every day, other than when there's a new activity and I do the new activity, what's the general thing I do literally every day in the game. And what, helped me get to end game. Because, if you take a look at my account, it's pretty decent, but it's only because I play every day and I make sure to upgrade stuff. As you can see, I have like every unit 5-star or 6-star, and I am at maximum 203,000 combat class, which by the way, not easy. It's been harsh. Every single combat class point right now I get is yes, one more. But yeah, so starting off, the first thing I do literally every day is go on Special Dungeon, because I wake up, right? First thing I do when I wake up, other than check Twitter, is to turn on the computer and play the game. So go on Special Dungeon, auto the whatever stamina I have from the balls and whatever stamina I have from the keys, and that's enough to do daily missions. I tend to just do all the daily missions by just naturally playing. I don't like force doing them. So it's just one of the daily missions done, just like that. And then after that, I go check my daily raids. I get all 6 of my raids. Right now in JP, we do have costumes that allow you to choose what raid you want. I personally go and check, what's the material I have the least, and then I just go and do it. But on Global, unfortunately, we can't do that. So I would recommend you go in the boss stage, auto like 2 of them, like get a raid, and then get another raid, like get 2 at a time, just so it's less time consuming. You just do 2 raids back to back, right? I mean, because on Global, it must take a little longer to do raids. I haven't really been playing Global that much. I still main JP, but because it will take a little longer, maybe you just want to do 2 of them, take a break, do something else, do 2 again, but I do recommend instead of doing 1 by 1, 2 by 2 is just much better. Especially if you can do all 6, right? Whatever you get, just do it. Even if you don't need, let's say, red demon horns because you already have a bunch, still do the red demon. I know people sometimes they cancel, right? They just get the 2 guaranteed. Make sure to do them because I ran into so many issues sometimes where I just didn't have any horns. Even though I had a bunch of them, I started leveling up a lot of units and I was like, oh, I should have, not been canceling my raids. And that's when that's when I learned to never do that. Always do your raids, make sure. After that, working on gear. Every day I do a little bit of working on gear. Just go in. I do have on top of my head I do have the sets that I'm working on. If I come here, that's it. I just made this set for Griamore because it's linked for DN. Working on gear, I mean not only just re-rolling, right? You gotta level up the gear, so make sure to farm the gear. Make sure that your gear has like a good base stat, and by that I mean you can just go in the equipment farming section. Let's come here, equipment farming section, click on the one you want, and just let it auto for a few hours. I mean, I say hours, I don't mean like 10 hours, just let it auto for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes and see if you get like a good rolled, like on the main stat, right? SSR piece of equipment, because you're gonna be much better off having one from the beginning other than like getting like a really bad one and leveling them up. You want to make sure that you have a good piece of SSR equipment and you don't need to buy them. Just auto the stage, make sure that you get a good one, especially if it's half stamina. When this bad boy isn't half stamina, like I always get like a bunch of SSRs and make sure that they're good. But working on gear, of course, before I've been switching on only using SSR gear now, right? Because I'm on the end game. But right now in Global, you should be using C gear and stuff. Make sure to always like upgrade new pieces of C gear. Make sure equip all your characters, all 8 of your characters. So if there's like a set missing, start working on a new set. Always start working on a new like set of equipment. Like this, I worked on this today, right? This was I all day today, but like this like defense, I don't know. I want to switch it to SSR one day, but look at this. I haven't got a good piece of this SSR gear in so long. It's just so bad. But if I wanted to use this, right, I'll just start working on it, level it up, and stuff like that. If you need materials, of course, you can always just grind the equipment. The best way of getting materials for equipment is literally grinding equipment, leveling it up and selling. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say I grinded a bunch of those SSR equipments that I just said, right? And I go in here on the end and I sell the worst ones. The worst ones would be at the second. So let's say I have a duplicate of a single equipment. I saw there was one. Okay, so I have these 2 earrings, right? The one to the left top will always be the better one. So make sure to sell the last good one. And that also is a reference when you're in a character, right? So let's say I want to sell the worst one. If it's SSR, I don't recommend doing this with SR equipment or R equipment, only with SSR. You level it up and then you sell it. Just level it up to 5, just +5. No awakening, just +5 and then sell it. This will give you a better chance of a better selling. So what I mean by that is you could potentially get a 5-star awakening material from this one SSR equipment. So you farm a bunch of SSRs and you sell like, I don't know, 12 at a time and stuff. And with doing this every day, you should be collecting a good amount of awakening material. Even if you don't get a 5-star one, by getting like a bunch of 4 stars, let me sell this one, right? By getting a bunch of 4 stars, where is it? Boom, the +5, make sure it's the +5, right? I got 2 4 stars. Even though I only got 2 4 stars, if like 4 more of those 4 stars means a 5-star, right? So by adding all these up, you should be good to go. And by selling the Rs that you'd get for farming the equipment or the SRs, which by the way, you should also be getting the Rs in SR balls by doing the boss stages, right? But just by selling them, you do acquire the redstones and, you know, these right here, which you can also like convert into being the 5 stars. So, you know, day by day doing this, eventually you will not be out of them. Like right now, as you can see in my inventory, right? Like I all my units on that team that I showed you, the 8 units, they're all pretty much all SSR except like 3 pieces of equipment which are R. And I have like so many 5 stars. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of cheating. We have an event right now on JP that does give you a lot. But before that, I already had a bunch. Like I literally just used, I think like over 100 these past like few days of these 5-star awakening stones. So, you know, and that goes, like I said, as well for these red stone thingies. If you just delete a lot of gear every day by grinding the gear, you should have a bunch and you should be like, sometimes you'll run out, of course, it's inevitable. But you should be like having a steady, good amount of them. Also, I didn't mention chalices. If you do all 6 of your raids every day, just by doing the boss stages every day, just doing like all 6 of them and just getting the raid, you should progressively be getting a decent amount of chalices. Even if it's just 5 stars or 4 stars, you know, you can convert them. By just getting them like gradually every day, you should be getting a good steady amount of them every day. So a lot of this game requires patience. I know a lot of people want to just, you know, start playing the game, get like all units level 70, 6-star, but a lot of it requires like patience. That's why they even sell you all these stuff, right? Like if I go here in the shop, they sell you so much of this stuff that I never bought from these sections. Like I buy the weekly ones, right? But I never buy these because it all comes down to patience. Raid materials, everything. Yes, you can buy them, but if you just, you know, play the game every day, you never need to buy them, ever. I'm telling you, literally all the items in the game that they sell in the shop, you never have to buy them as long as you're patient. If you're patient, patient. Yeah, that was the word. So after gear, I do like to work on stars. Right now, I'm having a hard time working on stars since literally everyone's 5 or 6-star. But what I'm doing right now is working everyone's 6-star, right? So working on everyone's stars, like 1, 2, 3 stars, make sure that all your like most useful units are worked on. Even if are units that you never really use, let's say you see a unit that's higher in the tier list, right? Make sure to start them up. Like get them to like 3, 4 stars. Because Trading Cave will be a thing. Trading Cave is an activity that is going to come out on global very soon, I'm pretty sure, which is this one. You can do every few days, and this activity requires you to use a lot of units. Like literally, it should require you to use like almost all your box, if not all your box on global, right? Because there's not that many units right now on global, so it should require you to use a lot of units. So you're gonna want to level them up and give them stars, right? Especially make sure to star up like SRs and Rs and level them up because you will need them from Trading Cave. So just by doing this every day, I did manage to get like all my units to 5 and 6 stars. working on stars, I mean, not only the chalices, you get the chalices from the boss stages. Make sure to always grind these materials. By grinding the materials, a lot of them you can get from boss stages, so daily, by doing the boss stages, you will be able to just get them naturally, but a few of them, you have to actually go on the free stages and do it. Unfortunately, a few of them you can't just get from boss stages, but a lot of them you do need to go to the free stages, and you can actually grind these while you're grinding gear, because the same stage that drops this also drops gear. So you can also, let's say, you need a defense equipment, whatever. It's on chapter 2. I know for a fact. So if you're grinding 2 stars of characters, you can go and I don't have a single unit. That's not like 5 or 6 stars, so I can't even get you the material, right? Let's say I need the material for a 2 star, and you also need, like, I don't know, a defense ring. Make sure that you go on the defense ring stage and just grind that. Wait, what's the ring? This. If you need like a defense ring stage or something, it will also drop materials. 4 stars, as you can see, these are star materials, right? So stuff like that, it all comes together, right? After that, I do like to make sure to grind the specific food I need. Bon's always here. I know a lot of people don't like using Bon because, ooh, cooking. But it's very important. Not only every day, by cooking, you get 2 AP pots, which is big, right? 2 AP pots every day is big. Adding it all up, 60 a month. It's, you are going to use food. Literally every activity in the game, I use food on. Even like free stages, I just use the gold food. So let's say I need HP food. I just come here. I know this HP. Oh, this is HP food. I'm sorry. The HP food is this one. No, it's all. I literally did all the 3 recipes for. Wait, did I forget how to make HP food? Okay, oh, okay, this is HP food. This is also HP food, isn't it? No, this is the other food. I just suddenly forgot how to make HP food. It's fine. Make sure to make the ones that you already know you should do or whatever. Attack food, HP food, combat class food. Especially these 3 foods are foods that you always use, right? So make sure to do them every day. Be stocked up, right? And that will also increase Bon's affinity, I'm pretty sure. Nah, I'm talking about something else. They will also increase the food levels, which is important because Hawk is right here and no one pays attention to him. But Hawk grinds you gold like passively. Like right now I just got whatever. I think I had him eating for a little bit. But if you give him leveled up food, he will grind more gold, which gold is very needed. Farming gold, of course, I haven't mentioned farming gold yet, but farming gold comes more from not daily, but whenever you just have a stamina. So I'll talk about it in a second. But PvP, it's the next thing I do every day. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't think I have to say, but pray daily. It's literally a free gem. But yeah, PvP. Make sure to make your daily PvP match, of course. But other than that, make sure that you're getting high on PvP. The gems every week really add up. Like, I like to make sure that I'm, like, even on global, which I'm not even playing that much, I make sure that I'm Champions 1 on ungeared, right? So, let me go on ungeared here. You do have your daily match, but I'll make sure to always get as high as possible. You do D-rank once every week. Except if you're 5, right? I know a lot of people that just get to Champions 5 and then stop playing PvP altogether, just get the 50 weekly gems, but those 10, man, that's 40 extra gems every month if you just go for Champions 1, and if you're at Champions 5, you might as well, you might as well go for the extra, and I'll make sure to always play like a few PvP matches. You get like 1 PvP stamina every hour. You don't have to like go ham on PvP like one city and just go like 15 matches buying PvP stamina. Make sure to use the free stamina that you have, right? Because it's literally unnecessary to just go over it. I never buy PvP stamina. If not, maybe for I'm recording a video and I want to have like 10 matches played or whatever to get like the best matches possible. But that's a different case, right? It's not like a regular player would do. Make sure you do all your daily PvP matches and stuff. Make sure you are high as possible. If you can't go past a certain like rank by doing the daily things I'm saying, you should be ranking up your units and getting high on PvP. My friend Troco did get to Champions 5, I think, like 3 days into global. So it's not like you know, it's impossible. But it's one thing, right? If you're doing, if you're ranking up your units every day just by progressively getting better, better stuff in the game by doing the daily routines, you should be able to get up pretty high. After this, of course, I talked about farming gold. If needed, of course, every day, you should do whatever amount of book stage farm or level up farm you need. But I would recommend whenever is half stamina, right? If it's half stamina for the special dungeon stage, you go in the book and you just grind it overnight, set it on auto, and stuff like that. Just make sure you grind as much as you can. Forgot to mention on the video, but the reason why I want to farm so many books is to sell them for gold. That's the best way of farming gold in the game. You farm lots of books and then you sell them. Again, I would always do that on half stamina. Yeah, that's how you farm gold pretty much. Yep. Otherwise, also the level up stage, I do make sure to also make sure I have a lot of level materials. I do recommend just leave it farming for like hours, right? And just, you know, get all that stuff done and just make sure to like hoard the level up materials. Also, a good way of getting stuff like this is by the missions that you have every week. You have like 5 runs of these every day. Global already has these, I'm pretty sure. They don't have the nightmare difficulty that JP has, but you get like 5 runs a day of some of these missions, right? Make sure you always do them because they do drop some extra rewards. And you might be thinking, oh, I can just grind these later, but if you just add them up, right? And they also have missions, of course, that you can complete and just get 2 gems as well. So make sure to do these every single day. And I think that's it. Not daily, but weekly, you do want to make sure to try to get, you know, the highest points possible in Guild Boss, because I'm pretty sure in Global Guild Boss has only hard mode, but you do have nice rewards already. I think Global already has the 1 SSR pendant that you get. On JP we get 100 envos, 2 SSR pendants, like 10 SR pendants or 5 or something. But make sure to get the highest points possible. You should know the team: Jericho Gopher, Red Merlin, or was it Green? What's the kid's name? I always forget. Green, always forget his name. The freeze guy and a booster, whatever, Gilfunder or Green Helbram. Make sure to try and get the highest points possible. You don't need stamina, but of course you do require food, and that just goes back to Bond, right? Cooking every day is necessary, so you're gonna be using the food in the attempts or whatever. So again, making sure that you have food every day, or you can buy food. I say make food because that's how I do. I always make the food and never buy the food. But if you want to buy the food, you can buy the ingredients, right? I don't know. Let's say I want some food from Chapter 1. I think I'm on Chapter 1. Yeah. Let's say I want some food from Chapter 1. I don't recall which ones are, but you can buy not only the food, but you can also buy the ingredients. Again, I don't really recommend, because especially now in the beginning of the game, you don't want to be wasting food like that when you can easily just make the food. But, you know, if you don't want to grind the food and you just want to skip that task, you can buy like 5 a day, 15 a day technically, because if you just want the effect, right, you can buy like these 3 are attack foods, right? These 3 right here, and these 3 are Pierce foods, and these 3 are gold, XP. Okay, these 3 are attack foods. So I don't know. I want to buy like all 15 of these or whatever, but you are gonna be wasting a bit of gold. Or you can buy the ingredients, right? Make sure you know, like, I know meat you can make with this, and this or whatever. So you can just buy the ingredient. Oh no, this it's the mushrooms. You can just buy the ingredients and then make your own bond as well. So just make sure they have all these items. Pendants, of course, not much going around it. Just doing the SP dungeons every day. If you send your friend points every day, you know, make sure to send the friend points every day. You send them here, and you send all your friends 10 friend points, and then you collect them by going your friend points box, right? And then you just buy the SP dungeon ball every day from the coin shop. I don't think you can buy every day, every 2 days, but from the friend coin shop, right? I need 3 friend points, but you can buy one every 2 days, or how long it takes for you to get 2,000 friend points. If you use a lot of friend units, you should be able to get one every day. But you know, you can also eat people's food. That also works to get friend points. But again, it's a lot of pacing, right? You need patience to really rank your account up. Like, this is me playing for over 5 months at this point, and that's how I've got all of this. And if not for me just steadily playing every day, progressing every day, I would not be, you know, as high as I am right now. But again, requires a lot of patience, you know. You will be getting these units to 80, you will be getting these units to like a really good gear. You just don't need to rush, you know. The game is very grindy. Like, we don't mean it, we really mean, I'm sorry, we do mean it when we say you gotta quit your job to play the game, but you don't really need to like really rush. There's no competition. I started playing the game when Escanor dropped, which was like 4 months already into the game. And eventually I caught up. I did rush because I did want to make content for the game, but not everyone's gonna be a YouTuber, right? So you know, you don't really need to play on other people's paces. You can play on your pacing, right? That's pretty much about it. Again, talking about pendants, you can buy them from the coin shop whenever you really desperately need, but you can just go by your own pace and just level up the units the way you want. Make sure to always level up the better units, by the way. That's how you just, you know, don't get messed up. Sometimes I level up units I really regret later, like this blue Bond right here. Talk about him all the time, but I really regret leveling him up. Most units I don't regret because I know they're good, so I level them up, right? Or I level them for showcases like this Balion, do regret, but it's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the daily grind of Grand Cross. Plus, you know, whenever there's a new activity that they come out, lots of times they drop activities that only last for 2 weeks. Like right now in GP, we have the Lilia raid, which lasts for 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure. Can I go there? This is a shop. I need to go to the Boarhead to do that, but a lot of times they drop activities that only last for 2 weeks, so you gotta, of course, make sure to do those, but because I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, you know, I can't really just talk about them, yeah. They dropped this activity, which drops pretty good stuff, or if it loads. Okay, it's not gonna load, okay, it did load. I'm making sure to do them every day, right, because, you know, it's an activity, you gotta make sure you do it, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching.